well, no, what we were talking about was people starting to work the room, and what we mean by that is we know what's coming up soon.
So everyone's talking to
So
everyone.
people are working the room, and he was one of the people that I spotted working the room. But he knows not to come. He knows not to come to me like that now, because
That's very interesting you say that. That puts today in a slightly different light.
Well, I was talking to Mario and Ben, but I mean, I was always talking to them, and I was never really thinking of that. I would never think of that.
They're huge.
Who stuts?
You know, you're getting what's the expression? Pound and weight or something.
They're proper balls, aren't they? You've got the balls of a ball.
Balls of a ball.
Yeah.
So you can refer to it as the 7-inch dick now instead of the 2-inch. Hey, you trying to make me look like an idiot on telly?
Oh, sorry.
What are you trying to do to me?
Sorry. 7 inches is alright.
You apologise to the fans and tell them...
I'm sorry
You told them.
that I slated Bex for having a 7-inch willy.
No, a 2-inch willy, you said.
Or 2-inch willy.
You said a 2-inch willy. With small nuts.
Look at me. He went, oh, let's see, he can say who's not. And I wide awake.
well,
And he wouldn't look at me.
well,
And it's Rachel.
well.
I
Oh,
can't
wait,
deal
Rachel's
with that.
snoring.
Yeah, he was like, purring like a tiger stroke.
Well,
It's dangerous.
I'm not being funny, but I'm next to him, and I know that he does snore. Not,
Oh my God, I can't deal with
not that anyone can be called for snoring because they can't help
But in
if
that,
they
it's just
snore.
like people just talking straight across the room.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, bless her. She's talking and she's probably whispering and that. And people just talking fucking across the room.
Who's still awake?
I was asleep, you see.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I was fast.
I came
We
to the to get my
agreed,
medicine.
we agreed
and you-
tonight that if you wanted to talk, it had to be outside the
In
room.
this fucking ball talk and minge talk, the usual stuff. I'm off. I love talking about cocks and minges, nasties, and the application of one to the other. Just not now. I'm fucking fast asleep. And I've
You
got a
can
mum
tell-
cat
you can
fucking
tell.
look at me. Well, we'll see if he fucking snarls, eh? Fucking see, mate, but I'm fucking wide awake. So that's that. The thing is,
Like his newfound alliance with Sunshine. Where did that come from? Why did it happen? Does he think we're all picking on her and he wants to look after her?
No, you see, 'cause I don't believe it. I don't believe that's the angle he was going for. I think that what he was trying to do is he was getting. There are groups, not groups as in like cliques, but there are groups that form, aren't they? Like people that sit in people that go out there, people that chill out in the bedroom at night, people that chill out wherever.
Yeah.
And he was aligning himself with people like Sunshine, David and Mario, and Ben and Mario. But Ben and Mario are great sociable slices, and so they will come and talk to us as well.
Yeah.
And I think it appears to me as if he might have not just been stuck with Sunshine, but because Ben and Mario can come freely to and fro.
The thing I find difficult here is that both Sunshine and Dave could have done that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, completely.
They could come and talk. It's not like, well, I would hope it didn't look this way, but I don't think we've ever been like,
No.
we're here, we're smoking, fuck you.
No, I mean, because look at Ben. Look at Ben. Ben comes to and fro. Do you know what I mean?
Like, he's very good friends with Sunshine, but, and if we really were these bastards, when Ben came to talk to us, we'd be like...
Exactly.
Which we wouldn't do, because, you know what, I would love nothing more
Then for everyone
than
to
for
go.
us to get on,
Yeah.
really enjoy our task.
Me
I mean, I
too.
do want some drama but I want that to be standard stuff.
Yeah,
like,
not huge
not
conflict. within the
personality
group.
conflicts.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't... But mind you, that's kind of...
That's it.
Been acting all this time. What the hell? It's like an elephant. What are they doing? Well, I just know that the reason I feel this way is through lack of sleep. Because I've been shaking throughout the day. so hard. But I didn't want to tell anyone because you'd be like,
Shaking with the cold.
yeah. I don't, like, just, yeah.
Because my hands were shaking. But my hands shake. But after that task, my God. Even before that.
Well, yeah, because it's freezing.
Yeah.
And all that cold shit was going into your body.
I know.
And just that. But apparently they say if you're hot, you should drink hot water because then your body automatically starts to make it cool down. But you don't think of that in those situations, do you? But you drank a lot of cold shit, so really your body should have started to heat itself up. But if you haven't got much fuel for it to heat itself up on, i.e. food, then maybe it won't. I just know that I'm just trying to remember back in the outside world when I felt this cold. And when was the last time I felt? It's getting... That looks like a Madonna video. Yeah. You know, where they're all on the floor.
Well, I would prefer to sleep here on the floor than outside.
The last time I felt this cold, do you know when I can remember? It just popped in my head. About 4 or 5 years ago when I went to Alton Towers. And you know, you get wet on all them, and then you're like, oh, I wish I didn't do all that.
Do you know why you're so cold?
Why?
Do you have no fucking food in your body?
Maybe. That could be another reason, couldn't it? Nothing to heat me up. The last thing
No boiled egg in there.
Fuck's sake. Even though we eat a boiled egg in the morning for breakfast and soldiers, I know that I always go and have a packet of Ready Salted Crisp.
Yeah.
A bit more. You know, I eat... Thinking about it, I must eat really bad. Not bad, but... Because in your fridge there's always something to pick at.
Yeah. I'm kind of hungry now.
Yeah. I was really hungry before dinner.
So she's sitting there thinking, oh, this is a guy who's got my best interests at heart, when actually he did just the same as the rest of us.
Yeah, which he and all of us do not deserve any, you know, I don't think...
Well, say she had been the mole and she'd then been evicted, he'd have been as guilty as any of us for evicting her. Because what, how many people didn't vote? Like 3?
3.
Well, 4 including herself.
Yeah,
Iffy, Corinne...
Yeah, Iffy, Corinne and...
Ben.
No, Ben voted for her.
Okay.
Iffy, Corinne and...
Okay, I have to ask you this. Were you guys discussing it down your end of the line? Like...
Who we were voting? Yeah. I didn't, but I know there was conferring. Put it this way, I wrote mine, and I did, in fact, no, tell a lie. There was one person I spoke to, and that was Iffy. And Iffy wrote Mario, and I said to her, no, because he's him. Do you know what I mean? And then, literally, in that line, I must change my mind about 20 times. And I wrote Sunshine, and I showed, and you know, I wasn't like him, but I let her see who I've written, and who she'd written, and she didn't change hers, and I didn't change mine. You know, we were the only two, from my point of view, who'd had some slight conferring over it. Ben didn't, Dave didn't, and I certainly didn't speak to any of you guys because you were all, you know, you were far away down the line. So collectively, they were our individual choices, you know. And that's what I think, and that's what gets me quite angry, really, because I think, well, we're all as, if there was any guilt, we're all as guilty as each other. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. There wasn't one person in that line that was, as far as I'm concerned, we knew. Yeah, we knew exactly what we were doing. We knew exactly what we were doing.
Yep.
But we also kind of knew it wasn't her. It was, you know what, it's a really strange psychology about what happened. Because I'm not entirely sure, actually.
See, me, I'm not going to lie, I do think now, I think to myself, God, you know, you overcomplicated the situation. I thought I knew better. I thought, right, no, because they're tricky bastards, which means everything is not going to go the way they're saying. And I, at that point, genuinely thought, not that the mole would be evicted, I thought that the person who's dressed up as the mole, i.e. Mario, if we incorrectly guessed who the thingy was, he would be evicted, even though I know they didn't say that.
Yeah.
But that is genuinely
they play a lot of games.
That is genuinely what I thought. and so that's why I vote. That's why I voted like that. I don't know about anybody else, you know. And so it just isn't.
In hindsight, I wish that I'd voted like Iffy or Kiva, because I would have known that there was no fucking way anybody else was going to vote them, and I wish that they'd, like, Kiva had voted me.
Yeah, done the same.
Because it would have saved a lot of
hassle.
But in a way, I'm glad it happened, because a lot of things became
Apparent.
Yeah,
Me too. I started seeing people for who they were, which initially has been quite upsetting for me a little bit.
I would take that as a positive.
No, but it is now. It is now because now I know.
You want me to do that for you, or you can roll?
I'm doing it now. It's not bad.